Deadliest Catch faces potential closure, and the underlying causes are astonishing. Whispers of concealed truths have circulated, capable of dismantling the entire production. Prominence demands examination. As the program's acclaim escalated, so intensified the imperative to uncover every facet of its protagonists. Yet certain confidences thrive in obscurity, for their exposure can obliterate foundations. It commenced with subtle disquiet and ominous portents. Now that apprehension has materialized, revelations emerge, and we deliver them as they surface. Collectively, we may be observing the demise of one of television's most contentious offerings. Pursuing Crab in the Bering Sea. Music. The Chronicle of Joshua Tell Warner unfolds as a near-absurd narrative. From its inaugural broadcast in 2005, Deadliest Catch has ensnared the intrigue of multitudes globally. Deadliest Catch constitutes an American unscripted television program that debuted on the Discovery Channel on April 12, 2005. The series chronicles crab harvesters pursuing Alaskan king crab and snow crab amid the Bering Sea harvest period. Observations depicted no trivial endeavor. Their existences perpetually teeter on peril as they endure hazardous and mortal perils recurrently. The program earned its moniker the Deadliest Catch owing to the perilous essence of crab harvesting in the Bering Sea, a pursuit scant few venture. Navigating solitary upon the waves proves treacherous, yet amalgamated with angling, it borders on what numerous deem a deliberate peril to vitality. The Bering Sea forms a peripheral basin in the northern Pacific Ocean that, alongside the Bering Strait, delineates the land masses of North America and Asia. This expanse derives its designation from Danish navigator Vitus Bering, who functioned within the Russian forces. Subsequently, it transpired that Bering's revelation amounted to naught but a sodden necropolis for vessels and mariners. Labeled a hazard precinct, traversing it qualifies as a perilous occurrence, defined by colossal surges escorted by fierce gales and profoundly frigid aqueous temperatures spanning 34 degrees to 41 degrees in southern regions. An additional element amplifying its menace lies in its capacity for a maritime domain to shallow abruptly contingent upon tidal fluxes. Consequently, any advancing undulation from the Pacific swiftly morphs from profound to superficial depths, engendering turbulent oceanic states. The Bering Sea's inhospitability endures ceaselessly throughout the calendar. No alleviation exists. During winter, vast sectors solidify, and upon thawing, colossal fragments of drifting ice materialize, exacerbating threats. Should drifting ice masses evade concern amid navigation, revisiting the Titanic's chronicle proves advisable. These immense glacial drifts pose formidable navigational hurdles, with impacts risking vessel overturn. Potent, erratic streams further dictate the trajectories of these monumental frozen behemoths. The Bering Sea abounds in aquatic biodiversity, a primary incentive for persistent angling amid its perils. Humanity scarcely alone perceives this profusion of subaquatic vitality. Orcas have been observed proximate to the Bering Strait, exploiting it as an abundant repast of varied sea denizens they relish. Thus, aspirants for Bering Sea angling must additionally grapple with predatory sharks vying for that opulent biomass. Crab pursuit inherently constitutes a perilous undertaking. Nonetheless, select individuals have amalgamated the hazardous existence of an Alaskan crab harvester with that of an unscripted television luminary. Precisely this fusion transpires in Deadliest Catch, and this synthesis has intrigued vast audiences. Devotees beheld the existences of crab harvesters as they toiled for sustenance. They observed perils, adversities, and intimate tribulations inherent to prolonged sojourns on one of Earth's most lethal expanses, isolated from terra firma and kin for moons. Their routines prove arduous and depleting, and with recording apparatuses omnipresent, spectators witness totality, encompassing nadir instance. In the Bering Sea, solely the sturdiest emerge unscathed. As one of global deadliest locales, it astonishes how individuals voluntarily forfeit serenity to attain feats scarce in vision. On Deadliest Catch, audiences directly encountered the perils, predicaments, and frictions linked to Bering waters. Deadliest Catch spans over 24 installments, harboring narratives of triumphs, defeats, and fatalities. Deadliest Catch affirms that crab harvester existence suits not all. Solely the valiant embark, and merely the fortunate persist. Whilst Bering expeditions sustained fiscal obligations, they perchance inflicted disarray beyond anticipation. Recurrent harvesters manifest acute corporeal and psychological afflictions. Some dub it the Bering Sea malediction. Deadliest Catch registers among elevated casualty tallies for broadcasts. Curiously, predominant fatalities evade maritime origins. Select perished via grave maladies. Others succumbed to dependency afflictions, whilst additional souls confined to incarceration, vanishing from discourse. Curiously, the Bering Sea appears to safeguard a somber enigma. An enigma it spares no effort to extinguish any venturing its domain to preserve. With capricious atmospheric fury, shark-teeming depths, and disquieting chronicles, the Bering Sea imprints as a domain scant assail. Deadliest Catch trails the audacious few who challenge it, and permits scrutiny of gambles these souls undertake to deliver king crabs and snow crabs to suppertime platters, enabling relish of cherished maritime delicacies. None elucidates Bering angling perils more viscerally than D. Dean Gribble Jr. Gribble's Deadliest Catch tenure proved ephemeral, manifesting in scant installments. Aspirations for unscripted angling stardom truncated post-approximate mortality brush. On December 31st, 2019, Gribble ventured akin to fellow crab harvesters, fixated on crustaceans and finned quarry. Yet the occasion swiftly morphed into indelible ordeal. December 31st witnessed the angling craft Scandies rose en route to Bering commencement for nascent harvest. What initiated as routine voyage aboard vessel teeming with aspirants for copious hauls culminated in desolation. The craft collided with adrift ice, perforating starboard flank, precipitating submersion. 7 souls occupied that craft. Merely duo endured, Gribble among them. He and comrade John Lawler accessed a life vessel, airlifted to refuge by literal guardians. Conveyed to Anchorage Infirmary, they remedied hypothermic states. Remaining ensemble fared ill, consigning to Bering's spectral sepulchre. The maritime calamity dominated bulletins, rendering Gribble and Lawler instantaneous notoriety. Scarce the acclaim he coveted, yet destiny decreed otherwise. Regrettably, fellow cadavers eluded recovery, encompassing skipper and progeny. Post-event, Gribble resolved Bering crab pursuit unfit vocation. Affection for angling persisted, favoring securer realms. Post-merited respite from waves to commune kin and mend psychic lacerations, Gribble recommenced angling. He disseminates angling chronicles via moniker King Crab on communal lattices. His ordeal underscores aqueous lethality and precipitous vicissitudes. Existence flickers, perpetuity engulfs. A shadowed chronicle. Deadliest Catch transported unscripted enchantment to global throngs. Enthusiasts savored enthralling vignettes as harvesters clashed gales and inclement climes for quarry. Anticipation for tempest abatement and elation from profuse yields captivated. Deadliest Catch proffered vivid, resplendent depictions of outermost lethality, one terrestrial deadliest basins. In essence, it illuminates human tenacity. Amid environs where essence rebuffs proliferation, humanity extracts livelihood from abyssal realms. Indeed, select crab harvesters relish oceanic exhilaration, contesting chronology and cosmos for diurnal provision. Discovery Channel's Deadliest Catch amassed commendable spectatorship, yet insufficiency prevails to sustain. Menace emanates not from bearing or climatic rigors, but anthropogenic affliction. King crab and snow crab populations wane. Climatic metamorphosis repercussions infiltrate these perilous basins, compelling crab harvesters toward alternate revenue streams. To safeguard taxa, authorities enacted Bering crab pursuit edicts. Deadliest Catch ensemble vies for maximal hauls. Augmented quotas equate amplified remuneration. This statute, curtailing quotas, disfavored production. Ergo, termination ensued. Nonetheless, conjecture posits profundity. Across Deadliest Catch annals, lamentable occurrences accrued, forging cadaverous legacies. Observers discerned perturbing motifs in ensemble and narrative. Numerous surmised somber occurrences precipitated cessation. Profuse ensemble manifested maladies or dependency vices. Fatalities proliferated, disconcerting. Perchance oceanic deities' retribution for encroaching erstwhile uninhabitable precincts or misfortune cascade. Non-casualty souls ensnared via indictments, incarcerated. As tolls mounted, Discovery deemed suspension prudent. Scarce evade Bering malediction. Exemplar, Scott Campbell Jr. Campbell Jr.'s Deadliest Catch ingress transpired Season 7. He helmed Seabrook. Spawned and reared an angling lineage. Oceanic affinity unparalleled. Juvenility foretold aqueous vocation akin paternal. Deadliest Catch solicitation embraced sans hesitation. Captivating zeal and fervor Campbell infused enthralled devotees. Devotion and astute harvest methodologies garnered acclaim. For him, angling bridged paternal reminiscences to mature harvester actuality. Proficiency shown. Amid vastness, terrestrial unease eclipsed. Then vitality faltered. Chronic dorsal affliction rendered crab pursuit arduous, tormenting. Conjoined bearing stress. Prolonged wheelhouse confinement awaiting yields or tempestuous adhesion. It signified nautical terminus. Harvest intensified agony. Post-season 10, saturation attained. Devotees mourned egress, diminishing allure transiently. Ensemble tenure cultivated staunch adherence, deeming premier harvester. Temporarily, maladies seemingly exiled Campbell Jr. from abyssal pursuits. Yet with cessation conjecture, egress queried. Affliction mundane or bearing deity's eviction decree. Campbell Jr. demurred. Tenacity precluded facile capitulation. Seasons 16 to 17 witnessed resurgence. Seabrook inaugural, subsequent Lady Alaska. Terrestrial interlude, Campbell spurned idleness. Enterprise ensued. Cordova Coolers proprietorship and stewardship, rebranded Cordova Outdoors. Idaho rooted, premium chillers, imbibition vessels, adjuncts fabricated. 2018 relinquishment precipitated Beaver Creek firewood inception, 2023. Select encountered Bering malediction prematurely. Others evaded ostensibly, confronting verity belatedly. Among elder skippers, Wild Bill Wakrowski exemplifies. Wild Bill Wakrowski legends not solely broadcast, but harvest annals. 2015 ingress, among rarefied Bering malediction evaders. Or presumed. Exceptional hull prowess and peril evasion orchestration captivated. Prompt cognition and exploratory ardor affirmed oceanic progeny. Peril mitigation precedence over harvest, contrarian to peers' fatal oversights. Broadcast tenure attests fortitude and tribulation transcendence contra probabilities. To nascent harvesters, Wakrowski idolizes, emulates. Thrived where multitudes perish, oceanic scion. Nonetheless, long-standing Summer Bay helmsman brushed mortality. Fortuity prevailed, vitality endured. Season 19 terminus 2023, Wakrowski confronted dire vitality bulletin. Grave sufficient to exile oceanic patriarch. Prostate carcinoma diagnosis stunned, post-myriad gales and proximate demises. Vitality thrill incarnate. Devotees deemed invincible via longevity. Season 20 Perseverance defied, malediction repulsed. Season Terminus, vessel consigned adept stewardship, vitality prioritized. Season 21 Absences sparked Bering conquest conjecture. 2024 Resurgence defied. Affliction barred, not beloved vocation. Perwakrowski, persistence endures incapacity. Communal dissemination chronicled remediation. Early February 2025 inscription. Carcinoma absentia. Remediation efficacy affirmed, metrics auspicious. Indomitable essence perchance elicits Bering deities veneration, resurgence unmarred. Josh Harris's kin, Josh Harris, integrated Cornelia Marie as novice 2007. Jake Harris's sibling, eventual Cornelia Marie post-paternal 2010 demise. Season 3 debut, Fraternal Synergy broadcast pinnacle. Harris Brethren endeared, Bering angling vignettes. Years etched dependable, sagacious ensemble. Nautical roles salvaged existences recurrently. 2020 Pandemic Zenith, spin-off Deadliest Catch. Bloodline chronicled Hawaiian Odyssey via paternal cartography. 2022 Skeletons surfaced. Cornelia Marie and he excised impending installment via startling antiquity. 1988 Indictment. Neighbor progeny sexual malfeasance. Adolescence afflicted 4-year-old. Guilty plea mitigated indictments. 60-day sequestration, 24-month oversight decreed. Discovery cognizance prompted communique. Harris future exclusions. Spin-off abrogated, broadcast prescription. Harris minimized visibility post-exposure, absent thenceforth. Broadcast criminal entanglements abound. Joshua Tell Warner's anomaly intrigues. Audacity or untamed ethos, Warner epitomizes broadcast intrepidity. Bering audacity demands valor, televised augmentation amplifies. Paramount audacity, televised Bering post-bank depredation. Ill-conceived stratagem or over-concealment. Enigma persists. Season 5 Ingress, Wizard Novice. Semestral tenure. Novice Harvest claims belied terrestrial larceny mastery. Whilst comrades optimized hauls, Warner schemed fiscal assaults. 2007 Oregon Vault violation. Triumph spurred ensemble larceny tutorials. Credulity waned. Rationality precludes televised vaunts. April 2009. Amid wizard vignettes, terrestrial return yielded dual Oregon assaults, thrice weekly. Criminal fidelity incarnate. December 2009 apprehension, 9-year incarceration. Warner shuns communal grids, traceless. See you soon.